Why do some people skip airport lines completely, avoid security checks, and board their flights without ever stepping into a terminal? There is a secret side of aviation that most travelers will never see. While millions crowd into busy airports, the wealthy pass through private doors into a world that feels more like a palace than a terminal. From hidden entrances to luxury lounges and even private immigration, these airports operate in a way that feels almost surreal. Today, I am taking you inside this hidden experience that is reserved only for the rich. Hidden entrances only billionaires use. There are access points that ordinary passengers will never come across, no matter how many times they fly. Ultra-wealthy travelers are collected in private cars that drive through special security gates, leading directly to luxury terminals. These are not the main arrivals or departures you see on maps, because they are deliberately excluded to maintain secrecy. I have personally witnessed sleek black vehicles passing through sections of an airport that looked almost like staff entrances, yet they were carrying passengers who would never have to set foot inside the crowded public areas. This separation is so complete that most people would never even know these routes exist. For billionaires, the first step of air travel is about invisibility, not convenience. Private immigration away from public eyes. The process of clearing immigration for wealthy passengers is nothing like what ordinary travelers endure. Instead of standing in lines that stretch across terminals, they are escorted into quiet rooms where a personal immigration officer handles all paperwork. In some cases, officials do not even wait in these rooms, but actually board private aircraft directly, so the process is finished before the passengers even leave their seats. Watching this can feel surreal. An experience that normally stretches into an hour of waiting, passport stamping, and questioning is compressed into just a few minutes. What stood out to me most was the calmness of it all. There is no stress, no noise, and no pressure. The system is designed so that the wealthy move forward smoothly, without the slightest interruption to their journey. Lounges that feel like five-star palaces. Ordinary flyers may think business class lounges are the height of luxury, but they are nothing compared to the private sanctuaries reserved for the wealthiest. These hidden lounges resemble five-star hotels more than airport waiting rooms. Guests are welcomed by butlers, menus are designed by Michelin-starred chefs, and spa services are available to relax passengers before a flight. Private suites even include full bedrooms, allowing travelers to rest in complete comfort. What struck me is the exclusivity. Unlike business lounges where hundreds share the space, these areas often serve just one family at a time. Silence, privacy, and personal service define every detail. Everything is built to ensure that guests never feel like they are waiting for a flight, but rather staying in a luxury retreat that just happens to be attached to an airport. Shopping experiences without stepping into duty-free. While most travelers pass through duty-free shops, the wealthy are spared that experience entirely. Instead, a personal shopper arrives at their suite carrying trays of luxury items directly to them. This can include designer watches, rare handbags, or even limited edition art pieces, presented with the same care as fine dining room service. I was stunned to see how entire collections of jewelry could be displayed in a private room, while passengers sipped champagne in comfort. The need to stand in crowded stores simply does not exist for them. Some luxury terminals even maintain secure vaults, so expensive purchases can be stored until it is time to board the aircraft. This system guarantees privacy, security, and absolute convenience. For the rich, shopping in airports is not about browsing. It is about receiving the finest items without ever leaving the comfort of their private lounge. Security checks that feel nothing like normal. For wealthy travelers, airport security is a completely different experience. Instead of joining long lines where passengers remove belts, shoes, and laptops, they are guided into discreet screening rooms designed for speed and comfort. The atmosphere is quiet, the process is efficient, and the checks are carried out by staff who are carefully selected to serve high-profile clients. These staff members often know their passengers by name, which creates a sense of trust and familiarity that ordinary travelers never feel. The screening itself is smooth, with minimal interruption to the journey. Every detail is arranged so that the security process does not feel like an inconvenience but rather a personalized service. It is this refinement that highlights the separation between the normal passenger flow and the secret services designed for the elite. Runway transfers in dream cars. Leaving the private terminal does not involve walking through crowded concourses or waiting in boarding lines. Instead, chauffeurs are waiting with vehicles that belong more to a luxury car showroom than an airport. Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Mercedes, and Porsche are often lined up, ready to drive passengers directly across the runway to their aircraft. The journey is short, but the experience feels theatrical. Watching a sleek car glide silently alongside parked jets gives the impression of a red carpet event that plays out quietly without cameras. For the rich, there is never a moment of mingling with the public or standing in boarding gates. Every step is engineered for privacy and comfort, with the transfer itself becoming part of the luxury. From the leather interiors to the uninterrupted views of private jets waiting outside, the car ride is a small taste of the exclusivity that defines their entire journey. Celebrity privacy strategies that remain unseen. High-profile figures face unique challenges when traveling, especially the constant presence of paparazzi and fans. To counter this, certain airports have developed highly secretive methods to protect their identities. Celebrities are escorted through underground tunnels or side passages that are completely hidden from the public. Staff are required to sign strict contracts that forbid them from speaking about who passes through these spaces. In some cases, even the cars that bring celebrities into private areas have their windows shielded or covered before entering the gates, ensuring no one outside can see who is inside. The entire system is built on maintaining absolute silence and discretion. For those under the spotlight, this privacy is not only a luxury, but a necessity. Without these strategies, stepping into an airport would turn into a chaotic scene. Instead, they experience an environment where anonymity is guaranteed from the very first moment. Membership fees that buy this secret life. Access to these luxury services is not available to just anyone with a first-class ticket. It requires exclusive memberships and steep costs that most people never hear about. In many airports, individuals must pay annual fees running into tens of thousands of dollars on top of charges for every single trip. One visit to a private terminal can cost more than what an ordinary family spends on their entire holiday. Yet for the wealthy, this expense is treated as a necessity, not a luxury. To them, it is a small price to pay for time saved, stress avoided, and the prestige of being separate from the public. What makes this world even more hidden is that these figures are rarely advertised. Regular travelers can walk through the same airport every year and never know that behind a closed door, such costly and private services are being carried out. The future of luxury air travel. What currently feels like the peak of exclusivity is already being reshaped for the future. Airports are preparing services that go far beyond private lounges and luxury cars. Biometric-only boarding systems are being introduced to remove paperwork entirely, ensuring faster and even more discreet travel. Some terminals are planning luxury mini-hotels that allow passengers to spend several hours in complete privacy without ever stepping into public space. The competition between airports is fierce, with each trying to offer new levels of comfort for billionaires and royalty. These innovations are widening the gap between ordinary travel and the private world of the elite. While most passengers still face delayed flights and packed waiting areas, the wealthy are moving toward a future where air travel feels more like a personal service than public transportation. The separation between these two worlds is only becoming sharper with time. Most people will never even know these luxury airports exist, yet they operate daily right alongside regular terminals. Would you want me to show you what life is like inside private jets, or would you rather see how billionaires spend on their yachts? Share your choice in the comments, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and suggest the next secret world you want me to bring to light.